you are a regular viewer of this YouTube channel, you'll know that about once a year I come and visit Seanet, a remarkable company that provides services for co-ownership of super yachts. Now, every year it seems that another yacht is added to their fleet, more services are added to their company, and this year they have this incredible 40-metre Benetti Oasis added to the fleet. There's a particular story behind this yacht though, and there's nobody better to tell the story than Matty Zadnikar, the founder of Seanet.
Hello, David.
Good
nice to meet you again.
Good to see you, and especially since I know that you've got your family and friends on board and you're actually enjoying some downtime on the yacht.
Yes, I'm on holiday on board of the boat, but you know me, I combine very often visits, professional and private-wise. I combine that, so no issue at all.
Yeah. And the guests are all happy for us to be filming.
No issue at all. I ask them, you're not disturbing us at all.
So Matty, how did a Benetti Oasis 40-metre come to become a part of the Seanet fleet?
Yeah, you were part of it. Last year we launched our new activity of matchmaking. And matchmaking means, you know, that we're in the core and we remain in the core a co-ownership business. So we focus on co-ownership, not on standard brokerage of buying and selling boats. And this is the first project that we are doing based on matchmaking. So that means we found, we were approached by a client who has signed the contract of this Benetti 40-metre. He already signed it in 2020, the end of the year 2020. So in COVID period, he started building, and last year, in the beginning of last year, he approached us if we would be willing to sell up to 50% in his boat in co-ownership. So that's the reason that you are now sitting over here.
Yeah, that's important to know about that, because if there's, I remember us talking about it on my last trip, if there are people who, they don't really want to sell the yacht, but at the same time they can't justify the expense of it over the year, they can ask you to find effectively a partner.
Yes. This particular owner this is his 6th boat in a row, so he's a very experienced owner, and he had in the past a lot of experience in boating, and even his wife was managing the boat itself, so they know perfectly what it means to manage the boat and the crew. You also know the hassle that comes with it, and he said, okay, I'm not willing to charter my boat anymore. Because he said, I prefer to have, let me say, 2 to a maximum of 3 partners, co-owners, and I keep the 50% for my own personal use. So to give me a little bit more flexibility in use. So that was, and we found the right match, a very nice gentleman. And I must say, we started the commercial action because we made a contract together in April last year. Was still too early to already launch the activity, so we launched commercially the sales of the shares, let me say, in March, April of this year. So when the boat came to the finishing line, it is delivered in June. So early June it was delivered, and I must say we already have sold 33%, so 216 shares, and we're on the final stage of the last 16 shares that we want to sell. So it goes very fast.
So it didn't take long, did it, to find to find buyers for the shares? And I've got to say, the Oasis is a fantastic yacht. It's got to be one of the most popular yachts that Benetti built.
I must say, you see it, they have, I don't know, I've lost the numbers or the count on it, but it's the 20 plus hulls that they already sold. And I must say, this is the 40-metre. They also have a smaller version, the 34 one, but the Oasis deck is simply, it's amazing. I'm now using the yacht myself and with the family, and this is the main place, the main spot on the boat. It's so much better and valuable if compared to the classical beach clubs that were more an optimated and upgraded garage setting.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true. And in fact, I wanted to start the video in this area because this is the highlight of the boat, I think. The aft deck is incredible. What can you tell me about the setup here?
Yeah, like you see, it's pretty complete already in the standard configuration. So we made some minor modification because it's really almost completely packed. We added a transformer. What is a major thing is also a cost-intensive thing to put, but it's very nice. So it gives you a nice platform to enter the sea. You can go upwards to the pier, or you can go down to the sea. What is a nice thing. You have already the standard gangway with the stairs up and the stairs down. What you can use, we put a stainless steel shower when you come out of the water. And for the rest, it's all pretty much a standard configuration. With a nice seating corner where you can have your coffee, where you can relax. The sunbed in front of the pool, what is a jacuzzi pool.
Yeah, I was surprised how deep that is. It's pretty much a plunge pool.
It's a plunge pool, but it's with a huge compensation tank that has the advantage that when you leave in the morning, in the compensation tank you can already heat the water. Oh. So when you then arrive on anchor, you can fill it up very quickly, but already with 37-degree heated water. What is a big advantage? You don't want to sit in cold water. or from time to time when it's very hot, like it was the past days, then it can also be nice to have it a little bit cooler. And you have the openable wings, what create a huge surface from the outside.
Do you use those very much? Those
Yeah, we use it for very much. But you now see one is closed due to the fact that we also have a large chase boat with us, and we park it next to it. But when we are really on anchor, we open it up completely, and then this is the part of the boat that I've noticed that is used the most. Yeah, for sure when you're on anchor.
Let's have a look around the rest of the deck space.
Good.
I think before we look inside, it's good to see the outside space. So I should probably tell the viewers at this point that it is an incredibly windy day here today. So if you hear wind noise, that's unfortunate.
It is 30 knots in average, but it gusts up to 30 to 40, 45 knots. So that's the reason that we are more in a pretty sheltered bay, but it's not the most ideal day from a wind point of view.
But still, at least we get to see the boat in real life conditions.
Yep. So what you see is a huge area for sitting, for resting, even with a huge sunpad. What you have on the back, you can cover it up with awnings. So we have awnings on it, on top of it, and under the sunpad we have two jet skis on board. One in the garage, in the main garage, the side garage, and one in the box itself.
Oh, so that actually opens up.
That opens up electrically. Opens up electrically. You have to remove the cushions. You can open it up, and with the Atlas crane that normally is in the box itself, but we now keep it out because we use it on a daily basis. You can simply put it out.
And was that an optional extra, or is that a standard feature?
This is an optional extra. So this is also an extra feature we made, just like the awnings on the boat, what is also extra.
Yeah, because the rest of the water toys, where are they stored?
You have a garage on aft, and in the garage, what we have on this boat, we have two jet skis, one here, one in the garage. We have a jet tender, a Williams jet tender, a 505 in the garage, together with the jet ski. We have two paddle boards, we have two C-bobs, we have two E-boards, fly boards. That we have, and then the classical thing.
And they exit through the side of the hull. You've got a shell door.
Yep, the exit to the side of the hull. Yeah, you open it up, and then with a crane you move them out.
Yeah, and then we came here today with the Axopar, which
the Axopar is now more and more. We have this is our fourth one in the fleet. Yeah, we also have some rips, but the Axopar is for us a very nice chase boat. A lot of volume, very stable, autonomously certified, so you can use it completely disconnected from the yacht. And it gives you a lot of freedom to move. You can pick up your guest in a quality way of doing. You can sail out in the evening to a restaurant, have the ladies brought on shore without being completely messed up.
In fact, I mean, it's pretty choppy out there today, and we arrived, all of us, didn't we? Just dry. We got here very, very quickly, but there was no drama, no banging or anything like that.
We take the Axopar everywhere. So when we do the entire Met in the summer, between May and October, and we go in the winter time between the 23rd of December and March, beginning of March in the Caribbean or the Bahamas. And I must say, everywhere we go with the yachts, the chase boat is with us, and it gives us a lot of fun.
Let's take a look at the sun deck, and as we go, I'll pick up on the subject that it's a very choppy day indeed. And I was worried about filming that there'd be a lot of rolling. There's no rolling at all.
No, this boat is very, very stable. I must say, I'm even myself, and I'm used to be on board of Benetti Yachts, but this is, from my point of view, the best stabilized boat. So you have very large stabilizers in the sea, very active, but it keeps the boat really out of rolling.
Yeah, so you've got the fins, and the fins
they move really in a great way. You feel it because there's a lot of waves outside, but it's very stable.
Yeah. If there's one thing that YouTube viewers pick up on, it's when the yacht's rolling like that and they criticize it. But this
on this one, my wife is particularly very itchy and getting seasick.
Yeah.
On this boat, not being one seasick. We came from Naples to here, what is a 19 hours of transfer.
Yeah.
And I must say it was a little bit choppy, but zero problems.
That's impressive.
Let's go up.
Yes. This is nice. This is beautiful.
So this is the first, and up to today, the only Benetti Oasis 40-meter with a sliding door in the front. The idea behind it, and all credits to the owner himself, because he is very experienced. He likes to be upstairs and have dinner over here, but he don't like the wind. So on a day like this, and you will notice, because you will also be here for lunchtime, you will see when you then have lunchtime, You can close it completely, still have the amazing view from the outside. It's very transparent, but you are completely out of the wind. Also, when you have a little bit cloudy, rainy day in the pre and post season, it's very nice. You're very well sheltered on the top.
It's a really good point, especially a day like today, because I think that videos of yachts are often quite unrealistic because the weather's always perfect, the sea's always crystal clear.
The boat is always empty, completely in show mode.
But this is the reality, isn't it? Some days you have bad weather, some days you have strong wind.
It's part of yachting. It's very simple.
And with that simple addition, you can actually still enjoy eating outside.
Yep,
you can still enjoy the beautiful scenery, but without the wind blowing everything out of the way.
Correct. And when you see, it's very easy. You close it on a very easy way.
Yeah.
And so it's really good. And from the inside, you still have a perfect view.
So if this is the first Oasis to have that,
the first way with this option.
Was custom made.
This is completely custom made. So what you see until the size is standard. So up to here is the standard configuration, but then you have the integration of the outside door. You have the bar, yeah, and then you have the large sunpad in front of it. And the bar is very nice. So when you are in navigation, you sit here, you can have your beer or your glass of wine, and you can simply enjoy the view.
Absolutely fantastic.
But it's a great position to be in.
Do you find that this area of the boat, I mean, after 10 days on board, is this
we use this, let me say, when we are an anchor, we use below deck aft, what is very logical. It would be a pity to not use it. But I must say, during navigation, we spend a lot of time here. The ladies sunbathing. We're sitting here playing some cards, having our lunch during lunchtime over here. This is a very nice place to be. Also in the evening, sitting here, enjoying your dinner over there is also very nice.
And in terms of facilities here, I guess a fridge,
ice maker, fridge is in here. You have a washing basin in there. So, and I must say, particularly on this boat, what is a very strong point, and I'm very critical on that in the past. So for me, this is the 6th Benetti that we are doing. So we specialize in Benetti. I love the brand. I love working together with the shipyard. But it was very often a fight about having enough storage space. This boat has a lot of storage space. This is really a great part of this boat, that storage space is almost everywhere. You will see also inside. Let's show you inside.
Actually, we don't need to open one. Okay. Even with that open, you can immediately feel the difference.
And this is only a part of it, so you can open it even more. Eh? So what you can do is here, so you can slide it in. And I will show you the maximum mode of opening.
You know, it's an expensive option, but it's beautifully made.
Yeah, and it's also very easy. This one is not electrical, so we kept it easy going. When you close this, and then you see the full opening beam.
Yeah.
And then it's not disturbing you at all.
No, that's right.
But you already feel when you have your table dressed up with your wine glasses, when you then have the wind blowing, then everything is blown off the table. So you can still close it and enjoy.
Now we'll look at the accommodation later, but I'm guessing that you've got accommodation for 12 guests, is that?
We have accommodation for 10. This one you can have with Pullman beds, you can have 12, but we've chosen on this yacht is for 10.
So
10 guests,
and you can comfortably get 10 around there.
10, this table setting is made for 12. So we can pull extra chairs in here, and we already did it because I had in the weekend, I had multiple potential buyers for the share visiting us in Naples, so they joined me on board, simply to get a feeling about the boat, and then we were sitting here with 12 people, easily. We have an upgrade of the barbecue over here.
Yeah, in fact, it's funny you say that because when I looked at the bar, I wondered if there'd be a little hot plate, but you don't need one.
No, we have one over here. Yeah, we have here with the barbecue, what we already used. It's nice that we have to cover up a little bit the teak for the grease.
Yeah.
But for the rest, this is pretty much a standard configuration. Besides the door, the bar setup, and the barbecue.
And I noticed plenty of loudspeakers, so you can enjoy some music here at night.
Great music, great domotic system now on board. They improved during the years a lot. So user-friendliness of the system is great. So you can control your temperature, you can control your lighting, you can control your entertainment, all on one iPad. What is very easy, and everybody who has an Apple device can link and can stream.
At night, it must be beautiful up here with the lights on.
Yeah, there's a lot of decoration, also the flooring lights. We have on this ship, we have VSAT and the SAT TV antenna over here. But when it was ordered, it was 2020. So we have now installed Starlink.
I was going to ask about that.
And with Starlink, then it becomes a little bit obsolete, the rest. But we have both systems. So now we are on a 4G, 5G card on the boat, but from the moment that we really need very stable internet, we can switch very quickly. Within a few hours, we have Starlink active.
Yeah, everybody seems to be getting Starlink.
I must say, we have it now in the fleet besides one yacht that still has to be done, we have it on all our yachts, and we are super pleased by it. It's a great feature. I've been in the winter in the Bahamas for almost a month, and I must say, during the month, I work on board, I do my work. So for me, internet is crucial. Never had one issue. It works perfectly. And it becomes more economical also. So now you have different packages than the beginning. In the beginning, it was only a $5,000 month package, but now you have packages that you already can start from $1,000, $2,000, so you can upgrade in capacity.
I remember not too many years ago hearing of yachts that were paying $30,000, $40,000 a month.
And thinking, for bad internet.
For bad internet.
And now it's almost like at home or in the office. It's great. It's a great feature to have.
Cool. Let's take a look inside.
Okay, let's go.
Back down to the main deck.
So you have a day head on each level. So this is on the upper deck level. And then the Sky Lounge, and what is here different than on the standard version of the Oasis is that we have opened up the pantry. So simply to create more space. Normally it's a wall and it's closed and the pantry is behind with a separate staircase for the crew members. But now in this case we open it up completely and we're very happy with it. We are still going to change. You see a little bit, we will put a nice decoration glass on the lower part so that you cannot look on the top of the pantry, but for the rest we are very happy.
We were saying, we were talking earlier, that some owners have used this for the master stateroom, haven't they?
Yes. Depends your choice. We use the boats. Our partners use the boats mainly with family and friends. So boats are very busy. I cannot imagine, but I have respect for the ones who want to make an owner room of this. But then this space is completely disconnected from the rest of the boat because you have no access over here. Then through this door, but it can be a choice.
And actually, with family and guests, people all group together, want to talk about things, and
this is a nice setup.
Exactly. So you can have a group of people up here, another group downstairs, some on the bow, and everybody can have their private conversations. And
you see it over here. This is a group where you, without any problem, a couple could sit here, or kids could play some cards. We use it sometimes to play cards with 4 chairs. Yeah, I walk here from time to time in the morning. Yeah, it's a great feature.
And I'm guessing the carbon fiber poles there are for
you can put covers over it. Yeah, that you simply stay out of the sun when you want.
Yeah, I mean, today it's just strange weather because of the wind, but recently the sun has been...
It was, I must say, also the past days we went up 40 degrees and plus. It was really, really hot without wind. So now today is a little bit too much wind, but I must say I like it. After being more than a week in burning in the sun, I must say I like this now for a few days.
Yeah, and it's the versatility as well, isn't it? When the sun's strong, you stick the sun awning up. When the wind's strong, you close that door on the sun deck. Yeah,
but also from here you have a great view. When you see the aft deck, you see your guests enjoying. So the connection on this boat with the outside is simply great.
Yeah. No, you're right. Actually, that's a really special view there.
And I don't know if you have noticed, but on the top deck, on the sun deck, all the cabinets that you have on port and starboard side, also here you have them all over the boat. So really a lot of storage space.
And again, are those standard features? Or
these are standard features. This is not something that we put as extra. Yeah, we put, for example, that you can activate the music from here with buttons. Some minor things, but the majority is standard feature.
Yeah. And what do you have on this deck in terms of fridges and refreshments?
On this deck, there's then you have to go to the pantry. Here we are served from the pantry. In the pantry, you have a fridge, we have an ice maker, and it's simply from the pantry we are served. We have simply crew buttons over here. That when we need something, or we have the iPads with crew button on.
You have a crew button on the iPad?
Also, we have double functionality.
How many crew do you have? I've seen a lot of crew on
board. We have 8 crew on this boat. Yeah. Eight crew on this boat, and I must say, when you want to keep it up to the high standard from a maintenance point of view, but also from a service point of view, it's a necessity. And like you know, in our concept, we sail intensively. Yeah. We sail almost 50% of the year. So 24 weeks in Europe, 12 weeks in the winter in the Caribbean and Bahamas. So we have rotational crew, full. So we have 2 teams of 8. They work 2 months, they are 2 months home. So you have a full-time contract. 6 months working, 6 months at home.
And tomorrow we'll be filming an interview where we talk more about what's happening at Seanet. But it's worth mentioning now the training that you do for crew, because I think it's a really fundamental part of Seanet.
So let me say now, and I'm very proud on that. So I told it already last year. We are growing. We are a growing company. So we hope that by the end of the year we will almost top the 100th level of people, employees on our payroll, including our crew. Yeah. So we are going very fast forward. But we have already now 10% of the people are people that already grew in function. So let me say a first officer became a captain, a chief engineer became a captain, a stewardess became a chief stewardess. So we work a lot on cultivating a mentality in the company that when you really perform well, that we are a company that you can stay. You don't have to hop to other companies, you can stay on board with us. And the rotational scheme attracts a lot of very good and experienced people.
Excellent. Let's take a look further forward while we're on this deck, because further forward we have the bridge.
Yes, you will think that you are going into Star Trek. So it's very futuristic, yeah. It's a very futuristic bridge, but also very, very functional. It's not only the look and feel, but also the functionality.
I guess this is a day head, is it, through here?
This is not a day head, this is the captain's cabin.
Oh, okay, I'll leave the captain's cabin.
But the captain is over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is super impressive. And I'd forgotten about the full height windows as well, which...
It's a wonderful view. Maybe very short, our Captain Stepan, he is also, I'm very proud, he is one of our first employees, almost 10 years in the company. And he is one of those guys who started as a deckhand, then an assistant engineer, an engineer, a first officer, and a captain. So he did the entire journey with us. I'm very proud that he has stepped up. Almost 10.
And Tomislav last time I was here was a captain of Portovino.
Also one coming out of our own ranks that now joined us as an operations manager. So I like that people within the company can move up and use their skills then in a different way. And
do you come into the bridge very often?
I like to be in the bridge, but I must say now, when I compare to the past, there's one negative thing about making out of your hobby a business, that the hobby becomes much less. Because before, Stepan knows that in the beginning years, they almost had to fight to take the steering wheel away from me. I must say, I like that still very much, but I must say, I'm very often with guests, with family, and I have visitors. I have a lot of visitors on board, and then simply, when you're maneuvering, you should be focused on maneuvering. You cannot maneuver and do some chit-chat left and right. That's not the way to do it. Or you're focused on one thing, but you cannot be focused on multiple things. This is a multi-million investment, and this is a lot of people on board. So it's not safe to combine some chit-chat together with the steering of a boat like this.
And if you've got guests on board and they maybe don't understand really the importance of what you're doing, and they come in and start chatting to you while you're doing a maneuver, it's not ideal.
It's not what it should be. It's not what it should be.
Great, let's take a look on the main deck.
Yes, let us go down. So this is a little bit different scenery than you're used to. Normally you come on a showboat and a show mode without people, or when you have people, you have the Brad Pitts and the Angelina Jolies of this world on board. This is my family and friends. So we're enjoying together sometime.
They have the same gene pool as Brad Pitt.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm glad to see this, because I get comments on the YouTube channel of people saying, what do you need a big television for? What do you need all that inside space for? People should be out in the ocean. They should be out in the sea swimming. And they're right. But on a day like this,
you see what it's used for.
Exactly, yeah.
Even with all the nice features outside, and you see one friend of mine is sitting outside doing some reading or some phoning. So, but you need to have that diversity on board. Yeah. Do you need a 40 meter? No, this is depending on your personal taste. You can also do it with a smaller yacht, but it's nice when you have different spaces where you can do different stuff.
Yeah, and the reality is that not every day is great weather.
No, absolutely not. It's the same when you book your skiing holiday, and then there is a snowstorm.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you're sitting inside. You want to play cards. You want to do different stuff. And some of the kids then go up. They play some PlayStation. So you have multiple rooms so that everybody can have a little bit what he likes.
Yeah. By the way, with regards to the interior decor, is this very different to the other Oasises?
No, I must say that we did this together with Benetti. So Benetti has a great interior department. So they do nice proposition. I must say also the owner has a nice taste what he done. So this is a configuration that he already has done multiple times. So this is not something specific. It's for us in co-ownership what is very important, that we have boats that when you bring people on board, that 80% say, this is top, I like it. So when it's too classic, too modern, it becomes very, very difficult to sell. Then your group of potential buyers becomes very, very narrow. So for me, in the matchmaking concept also, we sometimes get people to us with very old boats, with a very classical design, extreme classical design. Not that I don't want to do something together with them, but I don't like to play with people to try to do something that I know upfront that will not work. So for me, we try to focus on very young boats and on boats with an interior that is functional, that is something that is not aged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, something I like here as well, a lot of yacht builders talk about having full height windows and the amount of glass, the amount of light coming in, and they're right. But if you do it too much, you have no storage space.
Yeah, but I must say they did a great job over here. When,
they've
when you look here, this completely, this is all storage space. So this is storage space. You have storage space around the corner. Yeah. So you have a lot of storage space inside, and all the walls. For example, when I go over here, yeah, all the walls is storage space. Wait one moment. Yeah. You see everything, all the cabinets is storage space. This is all storage space. Yeah. This is all storage space. So this is a great thing on this boat, what Benetti has done. They succeeded to combine a lot of windows with a lot of storage space. And I must say the stewardess and the staff, they love it. Yeah. Because on a boat, you never have enough storage space. Yeah. No. Maybe also
in fact, you've even got an empty shelf there, so you've got an abundance of...
No, but we still have to, because the boat came out in June, we sailed immediately to Malta to do the flagging and registration. That's part of our service, what we do. And the first sailing started in the beginning of July. So we're on 1 month sailing, so it's brand new. So we still are organizing, setting in a decent way. And also a feature what is very nice, yeah, on this boat. So when you are eating inside, you can still create the outside look. So we integrated, let me say on this side, we integrated the sliding doors, also an option.
That's nice.
So it's fully openable.
Oh, it slides back.
It slides completely in the wall. And
well,
that's
no,
on
that
two
is
sides.
Nice, and actually, it's only now looking aft that I noticed the size of those windows as well. They're huge. So when they're completely open.
Yeah, but you see it here, but also here. And you can open them up, you can block them when you want. You will see them now open. Yeah, they give you huge space. You can keep them open. The air conditioning is set on that.
And actually, on a day like today, it's nicer to have the cross breeze with fresh air rather than the air conditioning, isn't it? So it's a nice...
Yep. And there is a steering in it. And you simply can lock it. And then you keep it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the galley through here. Can we take a look at the galley?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
What you will see we changed because we sail a lot. We like to stay a lot on. Sorry, that we are disturbing you. Yep. We like to stay outside a lot. So not that we are not entering in marinas, but the majority of our partners, owners like to be on anchor, have their privacy. And what you see, we fully optimize the wall with freezer, fridge. So all of them can be swapped between freezing and fridging functionality. So you can store a lot of food up from what is needed. When you are with 10 guests and you have 8 crew, 18 people 3 times a day, you need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But we have a very qualified chef to do that, to take care of us in a very high-end way, I must say. Okay.
Great.
And then you have downstairs, you have the crew quarters.
Which we won't disturb now because...
4 times 2 below, and then the captain's quarters up.
So actually, potential for 9 crew.
Yeah, we could do, but we have one cabin with only one guy. So we used one cabin as a single for the chief engineer.
For the chief engineer.
Yeah.
Great. Can we take a look at the master stateroom?
Yes, we go now to the master. I don't know if it's already cleaned up, but okay. Also, this is life on board of a boat.
I noticed that's the second wine fridge that I've seen as well. So you've got the one there and another one here.
Yeah, and one upstairs and one here. We have even a big one.
That's the one that I noticed.
I must say that, and that's for all of us, also for myself, So everybody, not that we are alcoholics, but enjoying a good glass of wine or a good glass of champagne is part of the experience. Having a good cuisine on board is part of it. So we have more than enough capacity for wines. And what we also very often have, the taste of wine that I like is not the taste of my partners. So we need to have, we store bottles on board, so we need more space, more capacity.
So this door, I'm guessing, goes back into the galley.
To the galley and the stairs for the crew down there. And then you have there the staircase to go to the below deck.
And this is a...
I will show you. Okay. I will show you afterwards. There's a story behind that also.
Oh, this is nice, isn't it?
I see the stewards already have done their job in a proper way.
I love the fact that you can have a little seating area here.
Yes, I must say, and I use it. In the beginning, I thought, why would I need that? But I must say, now I can have a private talk with one of my guests, or I can simply sit here and enjoy a little bit the quietness of the boat. So this is a very important thing. I will put some light on. Gives you a little bit more atmosphere inside. Yeah.
No, I can imagine I'd use this a lot. Just sit for a little bit of peace, read a book.
And the nice thing of this boat is that this boat has an openable window, but also full balcony. Yeah. So I will try to open it, although it's a little bit windy, but I will show you. There's a nice panel, so even as an owner, you don't need to call the crew. It is a very easy functioning thing. You hear now the pins opening, so the security pins.
Oh, that's right. It opens in two pieces, isn't it?
And that's the nice thing. I must say, I personally like even more the window part of it than the balcony. The balcony is a nice feature, but I must say it's more like a gadget. It's a gadget, very beautiful, but it's a private gadget to have your private terrace in your owner suite.
It's almost like we organised it. There's another Benetti Oasis over there.
Yes, this is the other one. This is Northern Escape. Yes. So this is also a Benetti Oasis, next to each other. And then you have the functionality of the balcony. I will also open that.
You can hear the pins again.
Yeah, wait more. Goes very smooth. You see it as an easy operation.
Oh, I wondered about this because I thought that was going to go down this way. And I thought, well, how does that work?
No, this remains like that. And you will see that the railing pops out automatically so that you also can access it in a safe way.
And I'm surprised how quiet it is.
That's very quiet. That's a solid solution. Also very cost intense, but a solid solution.
So then I suppose if you want to, you can just move one of these
chairs and could put there a small coffee table next to you and ready. Now you will see that immediately the railing will pop out.
These Italians, they know what they're doing.
No, I must say that Benetti is a master, but you see it nowadays more and more shipyards are using this system.
Now, you mentioned to me a modification that was made to the bathroom on the owner's stateroom, which surprised me. What was the modification that you made?
Yeah, the modification in here, look, when you go into ownership, we try to do our best to please multiple owners. Yeah, so that means on the standard interior setup, you cannot change. We cannot move out furniture in and out for each time that we change an owner. But there are particular requirements, like we have an American gentleman who became partner. He is already partner on our Mediterranean. Yeah, and he is now swapping, is upgrading to this house. And he particularly wanted to have two toilets.
His and a hers.
His and hers. Yeah. One on itself is not an issue because Benetti delivers that. But here we chose for having a bathtub from one side and a shower. So that means that we had to skip one toilet. So what we now did, so we kept the bathtub. Yeah. What you see over here. So this is still on one side the bathtub, what normally is the toilet. Yeah. And then on the other side,
so you got the bathtub in the hers, and
we have here the toilet. We put in, let me see, milk glass, so that he is really behind it. But we also put another feature on it. What is not a cheap thing. You can milk this glass up, so you can simply close it completely. That he also has his privacy. You can simply close the door, and there is privacy on one toilet. what was an important feature for the gentleman. We take care of stuff like that.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that especially because if somebody is watching the video, they want to do business with Seanet and they see something on the way the yacht's being built that they'd rather not have, they should always approach you and say, well, could you do this? Could you
I cannot guarantee that we can do everything, because when a yacht is already there, for sure in matchmaking, when we are ourselves the ones who are buying the yacht and signing the contract, that's a completely different story. Then I try to incorporate as much as possible. But when we have an existing yacht, we still try to change stuff. For example, the second jet ski box was also a specific request of one of the co-owners. He wanted to have 2 jet skis on board. So in the garage was not enough space. There was 1 jet ski and the jet tender. So we made then the box with the Atlas crane. So there, where we can do, we make it feasible. But I cannot guarantee that we can do everything.
No, but it's always worth asking the question.
No. For sure. I want to know. For me, it's very important that we adapt as much as possible to each individual co-owner.
Yeah. And to be really frank, I know that when you go to a shipyard and you ask for changes, there's often some resistance. And it can become a battle. So it's kind of nice to have somebody who goes into battle for you, so that you don't have that stress and agitation that can sometimes come along with it.
And I must say, I have been multiple times in battles like that, but from the other side, when you work together with a shipyard, there should also be a kind of understanding, because from the moment that you do changes in an existing planning, you add extra cost. But you also disturb the planning process, what very often also creates delays that you don't want to do. You don't want to delay the delivery of a yacht. So it's always finding the right compromise between not being a too big hassle to integrate it, or simply deciding we keep the boat, we take delivery of the boat like it is, and then in the upcoming 6 to 12 months we try to incorporate some changes.
Yeah, in fact, we mentioned earlier a few things that you said, a little bit later we'll add this, we'll tweak that.
Now, I always tell that it's very difficult for buyers of yachts who are not so experienced that when I mention a yacht is in the top state after 2 seasons. 2 seasons, a great crew, an experienced owner, and money. Because there is money involved, and you have to tweak it, because you can, upfront, it's very important that you do a good job upfront, because then you reduce the amount of work that you have to do afterwards. But even when you have done the best job in the world, when you once start using it, you say, when I would have known it, I would tweak. So there's always some tweaking.
And as we said earlier, it's often little things, isn't it? Tiny little things.
And it's such a complex project. When you see what is all on technology inside, in configuration, you need to use and to live it.
So I saw there was a door out there and there's a door here. Do they connect together?
Yes. Let me say, normally in the standard configuration of Oasis, is simply a closed wall. And you have then in the room next to it, you can use it as an office room, you can use it as a library, you can use it as a fitness room. It's a separate room, a dedicated room. The buyer of the gentleman who signed the contract for the build of this yacht, he has a child of 4 years. So, and he wanted to use this as a child's room, as long as the child is small and ready to have a child bed in there. And he wanted to have a connection from his master bedroom to this room, so we can enter in here. So what you now see over here, that's then something that we changed it in, because this is a temporary functionality. This is foldable. So the other American gentleman that is joining us as a partner wanted to have here a desk with a computer, with a laptop, that he simply can walk next to the window. So we made foldable tables, and here you have a foldable bed with some cabinets, and that's the reason. And what you now see also, we will use this particular room. Once when the child is grown out of this room, we will use this as a kind of storage room for the individual stuff of multiple owners.
Yeah, because you have to take into account the belongings and tastes. So this is going to be
the personalization for each owner. Everybody wants to have a particular vase or cushions or stuff like that, or having his or her clothes in here. We need a storage space, and this is for us ideal, with some nice racks to put storage here for individual owners.
So the co-owners will even leave their clothes on board?
Yes, let me say not all of them, but some of them, they like to not carry them around the world and have them with it. So that's the way that we want to use this room.
And even like you mentioned, vases, people will even have their favourite ornaments, or if they've got a work of art that they want to have
We have stuff that we put on the boat, and we have stuff that we put containerized, or when we have a certain sailing region for a certain part of the year, that we locally rent a storage place, and there we put all the stuff. So when we go overseas, we take the stuff with us in a container, we store it over there, and then when we do an owner's exchange, we take the stuff of owner A out, and we put the stuff of owner B in the boat. So that when he comes on board, it is his board.
Fantastic. It's a lot of work for the crew.
Yeah, but it's part of it. That's also the reason, but I will tell you more about it tomorrow, that between owner exchange, it was 2 days, 2 days, 48 hours. We enlarged it now to 3 days, because simply for maintenance, provisioning, and personalizing the boat, we simply need more time. That's the experience that we gained.
Excellent. Can we see the guest accommodation? Is it
Yes.
a good time to look at that?
Let us go down. So what we have here, we have a large lobby. Yeah, for this side of the boat, a nice large lobby. We have 2 VIPs. We have, in principle, 3 VIPs. So with double beds. So here is only one cabin with the 2 twins. Right. So a twin bed. But you can enter in here.
Oh, okay. No, this is lovely, isn't it?
And again here, each cabin has a television, each cabin has Apple TV linked to it with a shower, so very comfortable, nice cabins. And again here, what also surprised me, because that's not always like that, so storage space, let's particularly open it. So this is storage, you have here storage, yeah, you have there storage. So the entire wall,
everything,
but also here. So everywhere when you look, there is storage space, and below is storage space. So for, let me see, for a VIP cabin, this is really huge. And you have the drawers under the bed. Yeah. So nobody can complain about storage space in this boat.
That's great. So 10 guests, 5 cabins.
Yes, for very comfortable cruising. Because I don't know if you notice, we have a wavy and very windy day. You almost feel nothing. Eh? The boat is simply stable. And I can tell you, I've watched in the past days boats next to us, also 40, 50 meter boats, rolling much more. I was very proud to be on board here. It's very, very stable.
When I saw the weather, my biggest fear was that we'd be really rolling and it'd look awful on camera. Yep. But actually what this has done is shown what great stability the boat's got.
Yep. Great stability. Okay, it's also huge fins. And they are now on, because this is the cabin where the stabilizers are under. They are electrical, CNC. But you hear a little bit that electrical sound when you really are completely quiet, but it's not disturbing you at all.
No, not. I mean, the hydraulic ones are a lot noisier.
And also now when you hear, the only thing what you hear is the sound of the ventilation, a little bit on the background. Yeah, there's a double system for refreshment of the air and a cooling system. Yeah, UTA and then an air conditioning system. But I must say, you don't hear the generators.
No.
And very easy, because behind the cabins you have the garage as a buffer, and then you have the engine room.
So Matty, at the time of filming this, there's 1 share left available for this yacht.
Yes, 1 share is available, but I have to make a side remark that we already have 2-3 people in a pretty final stage of selling the share. But you know, in business, as long as not is signed, the money is in the bank, we don't have a deal. But I'm pretty sure that between now and the Cambodia, the share will also be sold. Then 50% in shares sold to 3 co-owners, and then you have one main owner who remains with 50%. That's the setup of this boat.
I see this video. I want to be the co-owner of a Benetti Oasis, which, by the way, is not out of the question, because a lot of people love the Benetti Oasis.
Yes.
What should I do?
I must say, phone me quickly. No, I think it's very simple. You have to see the boat. I was on the weekend with people on board. When you once see it and you experience the boat, there's no doubt. There is also no Benetti Oasis available until 26. Yeah, so I think the time is right, and the concept is also great. When you buy 1/6 share, you have 32 days a year. So 32 days a year, for the majority of people, that's more than enough. Yeah, that's 4.5 weeks, so almost 5 weeks. So. And we do it in 2 seasons. So you have 22 days in Europe, and you have 12 days you have in the winter time. What is a very nice setup.
What level of interest in a yacht do you have to have before you decide to pull the trigger and order, say, a new Oasis?
What level of interest? I must say that what I now feel after this, in September we will celebrate our 7th anniversary, and also 7 yachts in 7 years. So that doesn't sound maybe a lot, but we only do super yachts. You're coming out of the business, you know, it's not so easy. It's not that you sell yachts like sandwiches. So what we now feel is that we now sell more and more to people that were already following us for years. So we have built up trust. Yeah, people see that we are in the market to stay, to grow, to build further out our segment of super yachts. And I must say that it goes very fast. People come on board, and people decide on board. So it goes, it's a very, very quick thing.
Yeah. Well, if you ever have a career change, you could definitely do walkthrough tours of yachts on YouTube, but you'd probably put me out of business, so it's best that you don't do that.
No, I'm too enthusiastic and too fast talking, but okay.
Thanks, Matty, that's been absolutely fantastic.
Nice being here, so it's becoming a tradition,
yeah.
Seeing each other once a year.
It's a good tradition.
And updating, and I hope that we can continue that. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.